Ever feel like the modern world is just too much? What if the secrets to thriving weren't found in the latest tech, but etched into the very DNA of our prehistoric ancestors? We live in a world of constant change, of information overload, and challenges that feel uniquely 21st century. But beneath all that complexity, the fundamental human need to adapt, to overcome, to simply endure, hasn't changed at all. Today, we're going back, way back, to uncover the timeless wisdom of those who walked before us. Because what you're about to discover isn't just history, it's a powerful toolkit for resilience, a blueprint for mental and emotional strength that can transform how you face your biggest modern-day struggles. Stay with me, and let's unlock your inner ancient power. Imagine waking up every single day not knowing if you'd find food, if a predator lurked just beyond your campsite, or if the weather would turn brutally against you. Our ancient ancestors didn't have apps to check the forecast or grocery stores stocked to the brim. Their survival hinged on one profound skill: radical adaptability. They didn't just cope with change, they were sculpted by it. Every shift in the season, every migratory pattern of game, every new material discovered, it all demanded a swift, intelligent response. Think about the sheer ingenuity of early tool-making. A fallen branch wasn't just wood, it was a potential spear. A sharp stone wasn't just a rock, it was a future cutting edge. They weren't looking for perfect conditions. They were creating solutions from what was available, right there, right then. That's a mindset many of us have lost in our world of instant gratification and endless options. We get paralyzed by choice, or worse, we crumble when things don't go exactly as planned. What can we learn from this? When your plans derail, when a project falls apart, when life throws a curveball you didn't see coming, that's your moment to channel your inner hunter-gatherer. Stop asking why me, and start asking what now? How can you pivot? What resources, skills, or connections do you already possess that you're overlooking? It's not about having all the answers, it's about having the courage to experiment, to try, to fail, and to try again. That ancient spirit isn't gone. It's dormant within you, waiting for a crisis to ignite its fire. You are, after all, a product of millions of years of survivors. In our modern society, convenience is king. Need something? Order it online. Problem arise? Call an expert. While incredibly efficient, this constant reliance on external solutions can dull our innate resourcefulness. Our ancestors didn't have specialists for every single task. They were generalists by necessity. They had to understand the earth, the plants, the animals, the weather, and their own bodies. If a tool broke, they fixed it or made a new one. If a strategy failed, they devised another. This wasn't about being a master of everything, but about being capable of anything. It was about seeing potential where others saw scarcity. A broken bone wasn't a death sentence if you knew how to fashion a splint. A harsh winter wasn't unsurvivable if you knew how to insulate a shelter and preserve food. This mindset fostered an incredible sense of self-reliance and empowerment. They weren't waiting for someone to save them, they were saving themselves every single day. How does this translate to your life? Are you quick to buy new when you could repair? Do you immediately outsource a challenge when, with a little thought and effort, you could solve it yourself? Consider cultivating a do-it-yourself mentality, not just for practical tasks, but for your emotional and mental well-being too. Instead of scrolling for advice, try brainstorming your own solutions. Instead of letting discomfort push you to buy a quick fix, lean into the process of learning and adapting. This isn't about rejecting modern life. It's about reclaiming your inherent capacity to create, to innovate, and to stand strong on your own 2 feet, knowing you have what it takes. For early humans, loneliness wasn't just an emotion, it was a death sentence. Survival was a collective endeavor. They hunted together, built shelters together, raised children together, and defended each other against threats. The strength of the individual was magnified exponentially by the strength of the group. Sharing knowledge, skills, and resources wasn't a nice to have, it was fundamental. When one person was weak, the others lifted them up. When one person had a breakthrough, the entire tribe benefited. Fast forward to today. We're more connected digitally than ever, yet many feel profoundly isolated. Our physical tribes have often shrunk to just immediate family, or we're surrounded by strangers. The deep, visceral sense of belonging, of mutual reliance, has diminished. We're encouraged to be fiercely independent, to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But true resilience was never a solitary journey. It was always a collective one. Think about who your tribe is. Who truly has your back? Who do you implicitly trust? And just as importantly, whose back do you have? It's not about having hundreds of casual acquaintances. It's about nurturing a handful of deep, meaningful connections where you can be vulnerable, where you can share burdens, and where you can celebrate triumphs. Reach out, offer help, ask for it when you need it. Let down your guard. Rebuilding that sense of tribal connection isn't just good for your mental health. It's a vital survival strategy that our ancestors perfected. Because when the storms hit, it's not just your strength that matters, but the strength of the hands holding yours. Our prehistoric ancestors didn't seek comfort. They didn't have comfort zones. Their entire existence was a testament to enduring hardship, pushing physical limits, and facing fear head-on. They learned to regulate their emotions not through meditation apps, but through raw exposure to life's extremes. A missed hunt meant hunger. A cold night meant potential hypothermia. These weren't inconveniences, they were life or death scenarios that forged an unparalleled grit and mental fortitude. They understood that pain, discomfort, and fear were not things to be avoided at all costs, but signals, challenges to be met. They developed an incredible capacity to sit with discomfort, to move through it, knowing that on the other side lay survival and growth. This isn't to say life was pleasant all the time, but it certainly built character. They didn't run from the difficult. They confronted it, adapted to it, and often overcame it. How often do we shrink from discomfort in our lives? A challenging conversation, a difficult workout, a new skill that feels awkward? We're conditioned to seek ease, to numb any unpleasant sensation. But what if embracing a little more wild in our lives, a challenging hike, a creative project that pushes your limits, a tough conversation you've been avoiding, could actually make you stronger? It's about consciously stepping outside your comfortable routine, not to invite danger, but to cultivate that ancient, unwavering spirit, to remember that you are capable of far more than you think. You've got millions of years of ancestral DNA whispering, "You got this." Imagine living without written language, without Google, without news channels. Your very existence depended on your ability to deeply observe the world around you. Every rustle in the leaves, every change in the wind, every subtle shift in an animal's behavior carried vital information. Prehistoric humans were master observers, their senses finely tuned, their minds constantly processing environmental cues. This wasn't just about survival. It was a profound way of connecting with the world, of understanding its rhythms and secrets. They weren't just looking, they were seeing. They weren't just hearing, they were listening. This deep observational skill wasn't passive. It was an active form of intelligence, a way of gathering data and making informed decisions in real time. It fostered intuition, a primal knowing that often bypassed logical thought but led to the right action. In a world without maps, without clocks, without calendars, their senses were their most powerful tools for navigation and prediction. Now think about your day. How much do you truly observe? Are you scrolling through life, or are you genuinely present? How often do you notice the subtle cues in a conversation, the changing mood of a room, the patterns emerging in your own life? We're often so lost in thought or distracted by screens that we miss the vital information the world is constantly offering us. Practice deep observation. Take a moment to really look at a tree. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel the texture of something in your hand. This isn't just mindfulness, it's reactivating an ancient superpower. It sharpens your intuition, improves your decision-making, and reconnects you to the living, breathing world, giving you a clarity that modern distractions often obscure. We've journeyed back in time today, not to romanticize the past, but to pull forward the potent lessons of our ancestors. Remember, their radical adaptability forged their survival, teaching us to pivot and create solutions. Their profound resourcefulness shows us how to cultivate self-reliance, making the most of what we have. The power of their tribe reminds us that true resilience is a shared journey, built on deep human connection. Their willingness to face discomfort and challenge shaped their inner strength and can shape yours. And finally, their art of deep observation can sharpen your senses, giving you an intuitive edge in a chaotic world. Which of these ancient tactics resonates most with you? I want to know! Drop a comment below right now and share one specific thing you're going to do this week to channel your inner prehistoric wisdom. And if you're